Action!
The modern film industry has introduced multiple variations and techniques to how films can be viewed, presenting more genres and subgenres as the years have progressed. The demand for movies is an ever-growing one, but in this essay, I aim to discuss the clear indicators that Hollywood prioritizes fleeting ideological trends over entertainment and lasting knowledge. Backed up by trusted and reliable sources, I will consider how mainstream and social media have hugely affected the movie-making process in the Hollywood film industry. Ideology is a set of opinions or beliefs of a group or an individual. Very often, ideology refers to a set of political beliefs or a set of ideas that characterize a particular culture or ethnicity. Therefore, it is important to attempt to convey desirable ideological beliefs and prioritize sustainable opinions among a community, rather than spreading false information and unrealistic expectations among the said community, to ensure sustainability and, most importantly, a healthy relationship among the individuals in neighboring communities. Outlines. The outlines for this audiovisual essay are: 1. The impact of social media on celebrity culture and society as a whole. 2. How social media is changing Hollywood. 3. Racial representation in Hollywood. 4. Unnecessary alterations made to movie remakes. And finally, the silent hostility that American cinema has toward the American military. The impact of social media on celebrity culture and society as a whole. Over the years, structure has been one of the most effective ways of ensuring organization amongst people and groups of people. In all aspects of life, a good structure is one of the most crucial factors to ensure growth and development in all areas relating to that aspect, and the same goes for the media. The word celebrity simply refers to a condition of fame and broad public recognition of a person or group due to the attention given to them by mass media. This states that he or she must have been widely accepted and adored by the mass media to be considered a celebrity. Still, we see in these current times that anybody who has an okay follower count of about 5,000 to 10,000 tends to consider themselves as celebrities, reducing the general value and sentiment associated with the word. This has had a huge impact on the Hollywood film industry as well. Next, we are going to be talking about how social media is changing Hollywood. Since 1927, Hollywood has continued to produce very captivating, educative, innovative and entertaining sound films, always keeping the general audience wanting more. But that was during the golden age of Hollywood, until the early 2000s. As we see during this woke and modern era, the expectations imposed upon the Hollywood industry are unviable and illogical. Nowadays, films are expected to obtain sky-high ticket sales, extreme theater population numbers, and unrealistic movie profit projections. This is due to the easy access of content to the general public now through platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and the likes. Content, in the sense, has been shortened to timestamps around 30 seconds to 2 minutes, which has greatly shortened the attention span of humans in general. As a result of this, the patience that was initially practiced for movies has been thrown out of the window, and movies are now considered dead on arrival if they fail to entertain audiences within the first 2 minutes. All this can be blamed on social media, but a portion of it can be blamed on the fact that Hollywood executives have not made their stand clear on the effects of social media, giving the impression that their sole interests lie in including unnecessary trends within their films to make a marginal profit. Now I am going to be talking about racial representation in Hollywood. In Hollywood-produced films like The Help 2011, the lives of black maids living in America were wrongly represented, proving as no surprise. During the Black Lives Matter movement in 2020, the black community from all over the world criticized the producers of this film for their outdated ideologies about black people and made known to the world that a movie written and directed by a white man, based on a novel by a white woman, Catherine Stockett, should not be televised with hopes of depicting the typical life of a black maid living in America. One of the main flaws of the movie is that it suffers from the typical white savior storyline, once again implying the superiority of the white man and the dependence of the black man. This movie is not necessarily showing signs of racism, it just goes to show the backdated ideology of the producers. Next, we have unnecessary alterations made to movie remakes. The demand for female autonomy in society today is not news to many readers and individuals who keep up with the current affairs of the world. Naomi Black stated in her book, Social Feminism 2019, that feminism, as she understands it, is the desire for increased autonomy for women. Feminist groups are women's groups that are motivated by such a belief. But unfortunately, that need has crept its way into Hollywood, obstructing the main message that films aim to convey to their target audiences. For example, the movie Snow White was a 1937 film intended to portray the princess theme and promote themes like love, bonding, trust, strife, and the likes. But in the remake set to launch in 2025, the lead actress Rachel Zegler explained in an interview that unlike the original movie, in the remake, Snow White doesn't dream of a prince and instead chooses to follow her own path. While a woman being independent isn't necessarily a bad thing, the notion of having Snow White's personality change from the original movie just to keep up with the times has had a reverse effect and thus generated hatred towards it. The silent hostility that American cinema has toward the American military. You could be up for a Smurf cartoon, but if you weren't willing to cuss out the president and our troops, you weren't going to get hired. Toto 2022. This is a statement that briefly makes known the unspoken hostility that the Hollywood industry harbors towards the American government. It is seen in multiple films like Apocalypse Now 1979, Full Metal Jacket 1987, and Castle in the Sky 1986. The main antagonists are portrayed as the American military, often associated with terrorism and capitalism. I believe that this should not be the case, as Hollywood is an industry based and created by the Americans. Therefore, they should display some sort of patriotism in their productions and franchise in general. In conclusion, the Hollywood industry harbors and entertains multiple ideological and representational trends and opinions that may contain misleading information, therefore hurting the audience. Although all this can be curbed through adequate education and practice, partnered with unity and patriotism throughout the whole industry.